Hey everybody, I'm here today to show you how to create facial hair in Photoshop. It's actually a really simple process and I'm going to try and keep this tutorial as short and sweet as possible. So before we add facial hair to this image, we have to basically create a facial hair brush preset. So I want to add some facial hair around here. So in order to create this facial hair brush preset, I'm just going to open up a new document right here, just like that. I'm going to click P on the keyboard to get the pen tool open. Make sure that I have path selected up here. I'm going to just click a point up here, click and drag to get a little bit of a curved effect right over here, something like that. That looks about right, and then release. Now I'm going to click B on the keyboard, and you're going to want to make sure that you select a certain brush preset. So what I want to do is I want to get the brush panel open, so you can click over here or over here to open up the brush panel. You're going to go to brush presets, and this is the one that you should be selecting right over here. I'm just going to hover the mouse so you can see that it says round point stiff. That's the one that you should be selecting. I'm just going to minimize this brush panel right here. I'm going to click B on the keyboard, P on the keyboard again to get to the pen tool, and I'm going to right click on the screen and go to stroke path. Now I'm going to make sure that I have brush selected as the tool. I'm going to check off simulate pressure, and then I'm going to click OK. As you can see, we have a small facial hair looking line on the screen. That's what we are looking for, okay? Alrighty, so basically we need to turn this into a brush preset. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to edit. We are going to go to define brush preset, and we're going to create a new brush preset. So I'm just going to call it facial hair 3, just because I've made other facial hair brush presets before. I'm going to click OK, and we have now created a brush preset. So if I click B, you can see that I've actually selected the brush preset. Oops, let's just go look. It's right over here. You can see that this is the facial hair 3 brush preset. Alrighty, so what I'm going to do now, I can close this. Now that we've created the brush preset, I can close this, and I'm just going to close it like that. No, I don't want to save it. And now we have this brush preset, and I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller. Let's decrease the size, something like that. That looks about right, 92, but it all depends on the size of your image. So if I go like this, you can see that it doesn't really look like facial hair. I'm just going to undo that. And what we need to do is we need to change some of the preset options, some of the brush options to make it look a little bit better. So I'm going to open up the brush window once again. And basically, we're going to alter a few of these options. Right here, it's hard to see at the bottom of the screen because it's being cut off. But basically, this is what it would look like right now if I did it. So what I want to do is I want to change a few of the things, okay? So we're going to go to brush tip shape right over here. And what we want to do is we want to change a few of these options. So spacing, we're going to do something like 30%, give or take. And you can change these according to what you want, but this is what I like to use. Then we're going to move on to dynamics. And obviously you can continue to change these to, get exactly what you want it to be. So for size jitter, we're going to change this to 1%, okay? And then what we are going to do next is we are going to change the angle jitter to something like 3%. And as you can see, it starts to look more like facial hair down over there. And then we are going to go to scattering. So what we want to do is we want to change the scattering so that they look a little bit scattered, because facial hair looks somewhat scattered. So for the scatter, we are going to change it to 35%. Okay. And once again, you can adjust these according to whatever you want. As you can see, I'm adjusting it if you look down there. But in my opinion, these numbers work really well for the most part, most of the time. Count, you can leave at 1. You can obviously change it to more if you want thicker facial hair, but 1 is, in my opinion, is better, because then you can actually just continue adding more and more and more. And then the last thing that we're going to change is the transfer. So for opacity jitter, we're going to just adjust this all the way up to 100%. You can see some are lighter, some are darker, and that represents something that looks really like real facial hair. And just as I said before, you can change these to make it look absolutely the exact way that you want it to be. And just going to go back here one more time. And I just also like to, you can choose some of these flip X jitter. You can choose that if you want them to go opposite ways, or flip Y jitter. Okay, I like to flip the Y jitter. It just makes it look a little bit more realistic in my opinion. Now that we've done all this, you can actually adjust the brush size, and I'm just going to use a keyboard shortcut to, to be whatever you want it to be. So I'm going to make it a little bit smaller, maybe a little bit bigger, and we'll work from this. So basically, you're just going to click and drag. And as you can see, we're adding facial hair. It's literally that simple. If you want to add some more facial hair, you just click and drag again. That's why I like to use a count of 1, because you can continue to make it thicker and thicker according to whatever you want it to look like. So we've added some mustache facial hair down there. Let's just go and bring it down. We're going to make like a sort of like a goatee, just like that. We'll bring this down too. And obviously you can perfect it. This is just, showing you for the most part how to get it on someone's face, but you can change the presets and the options to make it look perfect. We're going to go down along here. I like to let the facial hair go below the chin just a bit, just like that. And that makes it look sort of realistic. As realistic as possible. And I'm just going to keep adding more and more. We're going to keep building, because that's really what facial hair would look like. It would look a little bit thicker as you go down, as opposed to the top of it, just because that's how, it overlaps. I'm just going to get another layer right over here. And actually, it doesn't look too good. I'm going to undo that. We'll get some hair down here, but I'm going to get a smaller brush just like this. We're going to just get some hair down here below the lip, make it thin out just like that. And that's pretty much it. We can touch some things up. I can add some over here just to get a real nice goatee look. But that's pretty much how to create facial hair in Photoshop. It's actually a really simple process. I'm just going to undo that one. I don't like that last one. So really simple process, and you can do it very, very easily by creating a facial hair brush preset. And once again, you can do a much better job. Like I could have, gone around the lips a little bit better, like that and so forth, but this is just a very rough job just to show you how to do it. You can take your time and make it look so much better. If you wanted to obviously continue doing this, you could add some more. If you wanted some thicker facial hair down here, you could continue going just like that, but it's completely up to you. You can really take this to a whole new level if you want to. But in this video, I've shown you how to add facial hair and create facial hair in Photoshop. It's a really simple process, and I hope that you have enjoyed this video tutorial. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.